Hello, and welcome to My Xbox and Me, episode 273. I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside the one and only Too Fresh Kresh.
Hello.
I didn't finish saying your name. You wait until I finish.
Be honest,
Come on.
Discord cut out, so I thought you were done.
Okay, I'll allow it.
I thought you were done.
I appreciate you. Kresh, I've got to be honest. So,
Okay.
a lot's changed since last time we spoke. Really. For you, anyway. Because you messaged me with some news.
Oh, yes. Yes. So,
you don't remember.
I was like, I messaged you with news. What? Yeah, I got my test results back. I had COVID.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was fun. Honestly, it's kind of a relief to know that I had COVID and not that I was like making a big deal out of nothing.
Honestly,
in a sense.
Haley got COVID as well, as you know, and I got my results back, and it was like, you haven't had COVID, and I was like, damn it, because all I lost was my taste. I lost my sense of taste and smell. And I was like, yo, if that was the only symptom I had, and like, you know, I'd have been fine. Nah, Haley's walking around like she's invincible. And I'm like, yo, you need to chill out, yeah?
She's invincible for like 3 months.
Is that what it is? Is that what it's on?
It's they're not entirely sure the time frame.
Maybe in America. Remember, we got vaccines, baby. The rest of you scrubs,
right, you
ain't got no vaccines. We got vaccines over here. Does it work? Maybe your leg will fall off in 10 years. Who knows? But this is My Xbox and Me, our weekly Xbox podcast, where we talk about other things, you know. The audience seems to care about us sometimes, so we talk about our lives. You can get everywhere, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, and of course early over on patreon.com/mcfixer. Have I got any housekeeping this week? I will have a Cyberpunk Let's Play going up today, so it will be up today as you listen to this. If you listen to it straight away or whenever you listen to it, it will be up. It's more of a highlight of me playing Cyberpunk. I've got a new editor because we lost our old editor, Kresh, for the MC Fixer channel. Who did the PGA Tour stuff and the Q&A stuff. He went and worked with Lawrence. He's gone to work with Lawrence Sontag from X Funhouse, which is like his dream. When we were talking, it was like that was his dream to go and work for Funhouse. So this is like as close to that as he could get. And I was just like, you know what, brother? You're a fantastic editor. I'm sure Lawrence can pay you well enough compared to myself. Go do it. Go enjoy it. I'm proud of him. But yeah, got a new editor. Shout out to Craig. And we're trying some new things there. So let me know if you haven't watched this. It doesn't really spoil any of the story stuff because he kind of skips all that and just gets to gameplay beats and funny moments. So again, you haven't got to worry about spoilers really in that Let's Play. So go check it out. It's only 10 minutes long on my channel. So yeah. Don't forget to go subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/myxboxandme. And our Patreon producer this month, as per usual, keeping the lights on, keeping us going. Patreon producer, Erengard. Thank you so much, Erengard, for supporting this show and keeping us on the airwaves. We're not really on the air because we upload it on the internet, but you know, it seems like the right thing to say.
Yeah, not everybody knows that, you know.
Yeah, you know.
We could be live right now. They don't know.
We could be. We've got a lot of changes coming actually, Kresh. So I'll talk to you about those for 2021. We've got a lot of stuff going. There's a lot of stuff happening.
Okay.
But I'll talk to you off air about all that. See, off airways. You get it. Topic of the show this week is obviously we have the Game Awards review. Jesus, the Game Awards results. In being number one. How many points did we get each for our predictions?
Okay, so I just got a question.
Let me go down first, and then we'll get to it. You just stay calm there, all right? You just stay calm there, my friend. And of course, we're going to go through all of the results of what awards won what, and just talk through that a little bit, and then we'll get to the news, which is going to be obviously a bunch of Game Awards announcements and a couple other little bits. All right, Kresh, go on. Topic of the show starts right here, baby. What you got for me?
So, you say here you got a point.
I did get
I'm not opposed to you getting a point.
Mm-hmm.
But did everything in your prediction happen?
Yes.
No.
Did it not?
Neither the Warthog nor the Gravity Hammer were shown.
The Warthog's in it.
It's in the game.
Yeah.
It wasn't at the awards.
Wait. So okay. So for those who are wondering, I've deleted all my other ones because they were all wrong. So no Fight Night. We didn't get Fall Guys in Game Pass.
Yeah.
What else was the other ones I had? I had 2 other ones. I don't remember what they are, but they weren't very good. I had a stinker this year. I had an absolute stinker in terms of announcements, and then I had one safe one to get 1 point, which was this, obviously, which was Fortnite will be shown at the event, and Master Chief will be playable in the game, along with the Warthog and the Gravity Hammer, because that had all kind of leaked. That was like my that's my point. I've got that. What did you predict?
I got
no. That's not what I said. What did you predict? Do you remember?
That Ruined King, a League of Legends story, will be shown gameplay.
Did that happen?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So full transparency, I only watched up to of the Game Awards. I only saw up to Christopher Nolan getting ready.
Like
no, it won't. Was that the end?
Christopher Nolan.
I saw about 2. Okay, this is so. I thought the show was 4 hours long.
Yeah,
because that's what everyone was saying. It wasn't 4 hours long in the end. No, it was 2 hours it was like 2 hours and 53. I went to bed at 2 hours and a half because I went to bed at 2:30, thinking there was still so much more show. I was like, I'm going to bed. No way. I'm not standing up for all this. There's no chance. So I missed the big last thing, which was Mass Effect, but which we'll get into a bit later. I think it was the last thing. But yeah. So wait. So you're trying not to give me the point on this?
No. I was saying that to mess with you.
I was about to say.
You can have the point.
So did you get a point as well?
I'm gonna be completely honest. If I hadn't gotten my point, I would fought you tooth and nail.
Yeah, I respect it. Let's go down the list, Kresh, of everything that applies to the Xbox world. Anyway, so you had the best multiplayer game, which was Animal Crossing, Among Us, Call of Duty Warzone, Fall Guys, and Valorant. And Among Us won, which I think was a worthy winner. I know the Xbox audience hasn't yet got to experience this game, but it's a game that everybody who listens to this podcast, if you're someone who enjoys like a fun party game, where you're telling lies to your friends.
Mafia. If you enjoy a game like Mafia, Town of Salem.
I was gonna say you need to go into more detail because now people are thinking 2K Mafia.
So the game where there's no. So if you enjoy a game where there's 2 how does Mafia go? There's 2 Mafia members and everybody else is a townie, and then you have to slowly and methodically kill everybody else. That's basically Among Us.
This is better than Town of Salem though.
Yeah,
because it's interactive and you've got tasks to do and all that stuff. Like I like Town of Salem with you guys, like when we used to play it, but I was very lost most of the time. Where this is very easy, pick up and play and go from there. But yeah, shout out to Among Us for winning that. Best sports / driving game. The winner was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. This is one game I regret that I haven't played this year. Amongst a bunch of other games that I've now not been able to play. But this is one game that I love. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1. And 2. I love them both. So the fact that I didn't get around to playing this upsets me a lot. That being said, I've played a heck of a lot of NBA, so maybe that's my fault for not getting to any of the other games as well.
Too much NBA.
Dude, I'm hitting 30 points a game. I'm hitting 30 points a game now.
What team are you on with now?
I'm the Lakers. Still there.
Still?
I'm in the starting
you can ride it
lineup
out the whole time?
I mean, I want to win the championship with AD and LeBron, but I'm outscoring them. So I want to win. I want to win Rookie of the Year. Anyway, okay, don't worry about that. Best sim / strategy game. Microsoft Flight Simulator won it. Go on.
I have a question about the best sim and strategy game.
Yeah.
Do you think it's fair that they're in the same category?
Again, no, but I don't think they would have enough quality games. It's the same thing with racing and sport.
Yeah.
There's not enough quality sim / strategy games to have them in separate categories, or you'd only have 3 games probably a year that were worth it.
That's fair.
But I agree with you that, in my opinion, the best simulator game this year is Microsoft Flight Sim. The best strategy game, in my opinion, is Gears Tactics. I know you disagree. That's okay. I see you shaking your head before I spoke.
I want to give a shout out to Crusader King. that a lot of people have been raving about. A lot of people in terms of strategy games talk highly about it.
Yeah, but it's not Gears Tactics.
That's right, because if it was only strategy games, Gears Tactics wouldn't win.
It would in my heart, and that's all that matters.
There's
That's all that
Oh,
matters
you
if
know
we're
what?
being honest.
I can't knock that. We're absolutely gonna be honest. I can't knock that if
That's
it
all that
matters
matters.
in your heart.
Best family game, you had Animal Crossing, Crash Bandicoot 5, Fall Guys, Mario Kart, Minecraft Dungeons, and Paper Mario. Animal Crossing won this one. I feel like, again, I feel bad for Minecraft Dungeons. I feel like that's a fantastic game. I'm glad that it got the nod, the tip of the hat of like, hey, it was a great game. It's one of those games that come and went, weren't it? Like, we played it,
Yeah.
we beat it, or I beat it in the end. Shout out to Paul Despawn who helped me with the last level. No, it wasn't. It was Phil. I'm a liar. It was Phil that helped me with the last level. But yeah, it just sort of, I played it, it came, and it just went. Yeah, I wonder if people are still playing it.
It didn't have the longevity I think some people were hoping it would have.
Yeah.
It being a loot-based game and all that aspects, which I guess it never really promised to have. It never really like said that that's the goal, is to have this crazy end game loop where you can keep grinding out for gear.
They did put out the expansion. They did put out the expansion for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a weird one. Best fighting game, you had Grade Blue, Fantasy Versus, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, Street Fighter 5 Champions Edition, One Punch Man, Hero Nobody Knows, and Under Night in Birth Exile Late CLR. Yeah, I don't know. Mortal Kombat won this one. You're a fighting game fan. How does that sit with you?
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like Mortal Kombat. Like, if the problem with Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter...
Blanket statement. Done. I don't like Mortal Kombat.
I cut off my sentence early. The problem I have with Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter being on this is that they're both essentially old games, and it's just sort of a collective of all the DLC that's come out with, I think, a little bit of new bits. Yeah. I don't like it when any game like this wins something in a category unless it's a complete remake. Like Tony Hawk is a remake, right? Yes. I'm fine with that because a lot of work went into that. Whereas with Mortal
I'm sure
Kombat
a lot of work went into Mortal Kombat, but yeah, I get what you're saying. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
It's not as
I got you.
That's the only.
But there weren't any good fighting games this year either.
Yeah, I mean, from my understanding, I haven't played it, so I can't really say. But from the fighting game community, Grand Blue should have won that. But I'm not 100% sure.
Interesting. So. Okay. Best RPG, you had Final Fantasy VII Remake, Genshin Impact, Persona 5, Wasteland 3, and Yakuza Like a Dragon. Some fantastic games in this category. And the winner was Final Fantasy VII Remake. Again, another game that the Xbox world, in which is what we live in, hasn't got to experience yet. But I promise you all, when you get to experience Final Fantasy VII Remake, it's going to be a different world for you afterwards. My life has changed dramatically since playing Final Fantasy Remake.
No, it hasn't.
It has. I actually have an affinity for Final Fantasy.
Yeah, but that's not...
That changed my life dramatically. I went from from not caring about Final Fantasy to jonesing for like the next part of this remake.
Are you jonesing for Final Fantasy 16 at all?
I'm going to play Final Fantasy 16, but I would say it's again the same thing with Final Fantasy 15, remember? Where that was the first Final Fantasy I had ever beat, enjoyed my time with it a lot. Like, again, RPGs, which I've learned, RPGs are not my genre. Too big, too much reading half the time, too much stuff you can get wrong. Nine times out of 10, I think that's my problem with RPGs, which is you start, you build... We're going to talk about Cyberpunk later, right? But I started my game and I'm like, I look at it and go, have I just messed up already? The game's just started. Have I messed up already? And I think the anxiety of all that. But Final Fantasy VII's not that. It's just
so true.
It's just that feel-good story. And I can't wait. I can't wait for it to come out on Xbox and us to be able to have... Because I'm going to buy it again on Xbox Series X, definitely. But to have our moment with that game on this podcast... It's going to be dope. Be dope. Shout out to Yakuza Like a Dragon as well, a game that I'm still currently playing. Just these games are obviously very big and I've got too much to play and I end up getting distracted with NBA. Honestly, Kresh, it's a
gotta stop
problem.
playing NBA.
It's a
You gotta
no.
stop playing
What
NBA.
I've got to stop doing is I've got to figure out what is content and what is homework, essentially. Because
Got it.
Cyberpunk this morning, like we spoke at 7 o'clock this morning, right? So really, I had 3 hours there that I could have played Cyberpunk. What did I do?
Played NBA.
I played NBA. I know I played NBA. And the thing was because I was like, oh, but I want to stream it. If I just stream these games, I'll never beat them because I'm not streaming ridiculous
You're not
hours
streaming, like,
anymore.
12
I won't
hours a
do it
day
anymore.
or
I
whatever.
can't do it anymore. So I've got to figure that out. So I'll be better next year. I'm literally gonna be the thing that I hate, Kresh. You know, like next year, people are going to be playing other things, right, in January and stuff. And I'm like, oh my god, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is so good, guys.
So good.
And everyone's going to be like, you idiot. Where was you?
I was not. This is all new. We're talking about the next
Exactly. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII won. I was very, very happy about that. We moved on to Best Action and Adventure Game. Assassin's Creed, Valhalla, Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, Spider-Man, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and The Last of Us Part 2, which The Last of Us Part 2 swept this one up. Again, not a game we can play here on Xbox, but shout out to The Last of Us nonetheless. Best Action Game, you had Doom Eternal, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, Neo 2, and Streets of Rage 4. What would you have given this to?
For best action game, from what I've played,
Yeah.
I probably would have given it Streets of Rage.
Yeah, but we
personally.
didn't play the other games. I think that's the problem.
I've played Hades.
Oh, okay. Wow, you play,
Yeah.
but everyone loves Hades.
I don't. I like Hades. I enjoy Hades, but it's a game that I feel like both of these are games that I feel like I've experienced. I enjoyed Rage more.
That was
Streets of Rage, and it might be
it was our experience with it as well, I think, which
Yeah,
added a lot
that's
to
very
it. And you got to think, we like that game, even with the crashes after every level in the middle of levels.
Yeah.
So
No, yeah, that's absolutely true. So.
yeah, but shout out to Hades, which was the winner. We'll move up to here. Best community support winner. You had Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Fall Guys, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, and Valiant. I just say it. Crap, it's gone out of my head. Valorant, thank you. Jesus. I looked at it again and was like, say the word, Fix. Say the word. Shout out to Fall Guys for winning that. I would not have given that best community support, personally.
Who would you have given it to?
I would have either given it to Destiny 2 or Fortnite. Because all Fall Guys is doing is making new content every month, right?
Yeah.
Where Fortnite, they go above and beyond.
But that would be for ongoing game.
So that'd
be the discussion for ongoing game.
Okay. And then Destiny, I would say they just have such a up and down relationship with their community, which I think is why that's why my head went to it. But I understand. Yeah. Best indie. Again, you had Carrion, Fall Guys, Hades, Spelunky 2, and Spiritfarer. Hades won this by Supergiant Games. Best ongoing game, you had Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Call of Duty Warzone, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky. And No Man's Sky won that, so shout out to them. I'm going to skip a few now, and we're going to get to a few of these other ones because I'm sure people don't want to just hear us reading this list. We'll go with Best Art Direction. You had Final Fantasy VII, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, and Last of Us Part 2. And Ghost of Tsushima won that. Best Narrative, you had The 13 Sentinels, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Hades, Ghost of Tsushima, and The Last of Us. Last of Us won that. Best Direction, Last of Us won that too. Last of Us swept up in the Game Awards.
Yeah.
I don't even know how I feel about it yet. It's so fresh and I have such a love-hate relationship with Last of Us Part 2, where it's a fantastic game, right?
Yeah.
We can agree on that. It's a fantastic game. But it does some things I don't like. and it had some moments I dislike a lot.
Yeah.
But I also understand it's not mine.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's always a question of like, is the art more important than your enjoyment of the art, right?
yeah.
And I think I do think it's a debate, and you could debate that like people's enjoyment is just as valid as the art itself, if not more important, right?
Mm-hmm. No, I hear you. I hear you. It's definitely a topic for not this show, but definitely a show we should do. Maybe a new podcast in the new year called From the Gamers. Is it coming back?
Oh,
maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe. But Game of the Year, you had Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Animal Crossing, and The Last of Us Part 2. And I'm sure you've all seen by now, The Last of Us Part 2 took that one home as well, which broke my heart because Final Fantasy VII, in my heart, deserves it.
Yeah, I don't think the chance of Final Fantasy VII winning it was that
I think it's
high.
I think it comes down to the judges on this as well. Where like you need it's a weird one with these judging panels. Obviously, you know, you've got people like Easy Allies on it, you've got Kind of Funny, a bunch of industry people, but how many of them played everything? And I think that's what you need. And when I say played everything, I mean played everything and beat it. I beat Final Fantasy, I beat Last of Us, I beat Animal Crossing, and then the other Ghost of Tsushima I'm playing or sort of playing. I'll finish it at some point. Hades and Doom just not my type of games. It's like, how many people actually played Final Fantasy VII? Because in a genre, it's a big game, and I don't know, man.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of people played it also because it's a nostalgia trip for a lot of people.
A lot
of people, it is their first RPG.
Yep.
And it's their first like big narrative game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
but shout out to Naughty Dog. Shout out to trust me, it is not easy making a game of their quality on a PS4. Nonetheless, not a PS5.
Yeah,
on a PS4. Is a no small feat. So shout out to them and congratulations to their whole team.
Yep.
Let's jump into Fix's Sack. We've got a couple of questions. Remember, you can email in myxboxandmepodcast@gmail.com, or you can write in our Discord. We had some new people join the Discord, my Discord, as of lately. And again, I want to let people know it's an open invitation. If you listen to this and you are part of Discord groups and you're not part of mine, which it is the MC Fixer Discord group, but we have a My Xbox and Me section now, where there's going to be some discussion going on there. We take questions for the podcast there. And if enough people join it and they're like, yo, we want a My Xbox and Me Discord, I am more than happy to set one up. But remember, you can find it on my Twitter, you can find it on my Twitch. Just come and join, be a part of the family, be a part of the crew. I love it. I love using Discord to talk to everyone. It's my favorite thing to do. So if you're not a part of it, come and join our Discord. It's a good time. First question is, so far I have played nearly 9 hours of Cyberpunk, and I love it. I finally see why people love RPGs. I'm playing as a female nomad. What about you guys? From Little Smee. Again, just a reminder, in case you've clicked this by accident your first time clicking it, right? Little Smee said this game was going to be bigger than The Matrix. Remember, he said that.
As it had as big of an impact as The Matrix.
Look, I like to use my words to push people into a corner, right?
I just like, here's the thing, it's still an outrageous, it's kind of an outrageous statement, even as is. You don't need to add extra spice to it.
You're right. How are you getting on in your Cyberpunk journey, Kresh? How many hours in are you?
I'm about 9-ish.
Oh, okay. Oh, damn. See, I've got to change the way I play games. How do you like it or not like it? What do you think?
So
wait. I'm a liar. Let me stop you there.
Okay.
What are you playing on?
Okay. I am playing on the Xbox Series S.
Oof. Heard it ain't great.
I've had next to no issues.
Oh, no T-poses?
I've had a character, and it wasn't like a main character or anything, just randomly. I walk around the corner, they're T-posing for like not even half a second, and they go back to normal.
Okay.
I've had some lighting issues where some of the lights will flicker and stuff like that. It's not super often. and I've only had the game crash on me once.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you think of the game?
I like it. I like it a lot. Like a lot.
Come on, Kresh. I've got to tell you. I've got again a hard game to talk about without spoiling and stuff like that. Look, my initial thoughts. I've played an hour. I've literally played the opening hour of what you do to where you get to your bedroom. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's literally where I stopped. I haven't even slept yet.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know about this game. I don't know. I haven't done much, if we're being honest. But what I have done, I was like, okay, this is fine. I don't like the hand-to-hand combat at all. Don't think it feels good. I did my the training stuff. And I know that's not... It's training, so it's going to be a bit of a pain anyway. I didn't enjoy that. I hate to dodge is double B, which then can put you in a crouch. I'm like, what the hell is that?
I will say, like, the hand-to-hand combat is probably, like, the most thing. It's the thing that I enjoy the least.
Yeah.
And it's only because, like, the Xbox kind of suffers from having the limited amount of buttons that you have, where like a dodge should either be like its own button or something that's not as important as crouching.
Yeah.
Because like if you don't press the double tap quick enough, and
it just
I'm not
crouches.
super quick with the double tap, I crouch.
Yep.
And so every time I'm trying to dodge, I crouch and I get kicked in the face.
Me too.
It's like, that's not enjoyable. That's not fun.
And I didn't do anything wrong because I'm pushing it as quick as I possibly can to get it to happen. It's annoying. It's very annoying.
Yeah. So it's one of those where like I don't know, maybe I have to go and see if you can remap the dash to something else.
Yeah.
But it's not like that is something that I do think is an issue on controller, right? I don't know how it plays on mouse and keyboard. I don't know if mouse and keyboard has its own dedicated button for it. But even if it's on mouse and keyboard, it's double tap crouch to dodge. That's probably an issue as well, right?
Yeah, I haven't got to open this world yet. So I've played a very linear, go here, do this, go here, do that, dialogue choices. We're building who these people are, these characters are. The opening, to me, is a problem. Like, so you start the game, you meet a certain character, and then it's like telling the story, and it's like 5 years later, or whatever. It's not 5 years, but like all of that should have been part of the game for me. Where I'm like, that's the character building I want, where we're just sort of like, we did this and we done that, and that happened, and that happened, and that happened, and that happened, and that happened. That all looked dope. Oh, but don't worry about it. You're gonna go do this.
You're not. I would recommend
just keep playing. I'm gonna keep playing. I'm gonna keep playing, obviously,
and then come back to that thought because I actually like that they did that.
Okay,
and I don't want to get into it because I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to touch on that more because I don't want to spoil anything.
No, 100%.
I like the gunplay.
Yes, me too.
I thought it was going to be a lot worse than it was.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be like this RPG mechanic where it is really an uphill battle at first, but you start off at a pretty decent spot, and from what I've played, you do progressively get better, which is nice. Like you get reduced sway and all that stuff, and all that's really good, but it doesn't start at as rough a spot that I thought it would, because they kept saying this is an RPG, it's not an action game, and in my mind I was like, oh, this is gonna be like Fallout or something along those lines where the shooting's just
aim the gun and just like everywhere, boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
So it's better than that, thankfully. I like the stealth. I think the stealth is really cool in this. The driving, I don't know if you can get better at driving.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the car I have that just isn't amazing. But the driving's not bad, and I don't want to say it's bad, but it does feel a little bit unresponsive at times that I would like it to be a little bit more responsive, but maybe that's because they were going for a more quote unquote realistic driving where you can't be as like quick in a decision as fast as you'd want to.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall I really enjoy it. I like the writing. I think the writing's fantastic in it.
Yeah, I can't really talk about writing. Don't think the NPCs are that good looking, if I'm being honest. Apart from like the ones you can tell are like main characters, like walking around the world, like the little bit like interacting in the start area that you're in. I was walking around just like, oh, none of you look great. I understand this isn't the next gen version of Cyberpunk, So maybe it's because I've... Do you know what I think it is? Honestly, I had no expectations for this game. And then people started having expectations for this game, and it made me have expectations for the game.
Right.
Where, like, doing the podcast, even Little Smitty coming in, saying what he said, a few other people, it's not just him. And I'm like, oh, maybe I should be excited for this game, where I wasn't. Like, it wasn't that I didn't want to play it, it's just I wasn't excited for it. Again, the same thing happened with me in The Witcher, where, like, I can sit back and appreciate Witcher 3 I'm talking about, is a fantastic game. I didn't beat The Witcher 3 straight away. It took me months before I actually got to finish that game. And I feel like it's going to be the same thing with Cyberpunk for me, where I'm going to play it, I'm going to enjoy it, and then I'm going to put it down. And then I'm going to play it, enjoy it, and put it down. It doesn't feel like a game... It's not something I can sit down and do like a 9 hours in. It just doesn't compel me like that. Which is a shame, I think. I had a crash instantly. I've played an hour and already had a crash.
Really?
Literally, as soon as I got to one scene, clicked a choice, crash. Hard crash my whole Xbox. I'm like, come on.
Wait, it crashed your whole Xbox?
Yeah, my whole Xbox. I'm like, come on, man.
Oh.
Come on.
Interesting. I've not had my Xbox.
You can't do that in a £60 game. Like, the problems I'm seeing with other people as well, like, their penis is hanging out through their clothing, and I'm like, what? You can't make these mistakes. Like, to me, it's wild.
Do you know if a lot of those bugs were on the day one patch? Yeah.
No, they're still not fixed.
No, I'm saying, like,
I don't know. I personally don't know. I got so
yeah, it's a little... I can't speak for that because I haven't had any of those issues. I'm sure that it's really bad. It also... I wonder how many of these issues stem from them having to focus a lot of time to getting the game to work on the old console.
Well, hold that thought, Kresh, because we got a question about this, which says, a lot of third-party games these days are struggling on base consoles. Do you think the end might be sooner rather than later for them? Or do you think they are still going to make next-generation consoles for now because of how hard it is to get next-generation consoles? From Canada Riot. I think you've hit the nail on the head there, where it's like, this game should have been a next-gen game. And I understand why it's not a next-gen game, because the install base and, like Canada said, getting hold of consoles and all of that stuff. It makes perfect sense. Why would... And it's now the most bought game ever. I think it was like the most pre-ordered game ever. It had 8 million pre-orders. It's the most sold PC game of all time. Or something. It's got like ridiculous records. I don't know the exacts. But I don't think it's... For this game, I don't think it's just a console thing. Because PC players are having big problems as well. And then you're talking £2,000 rigs that are struggling to play this game. So, I understand what you're saying in the question, Canada, in terms of there are a lot of games right now that are struggling to run on Xbox One OG and Xbox One S, and you're seeing the comparison videos coming out, and like, this is how it runs frame-wise on this compared to this. I think it's a numbers game in terms of money. And if you've got a customer like Haley, let's say, she has got a Series X, but if she hadn't, she's not even going to realize, that she's not playing at 30 FPS, or it's not running at a smooth frame rate, and maybe Haley's not the best example, but there's other people out there that just don't care. They just want to play a game, and they're not worried about it the way we look at it. We're not with all of the bells and whistles. So, yeah, I don't know. What about you, Kresh? What do you think?
I don't think they will, because I think you're right. It is a money game. It is how much they're trying to recoup their cost, and having that old gen version does a good job of that, because there is a big player base there, especially with it being so hard to get consoles right now. But even if it was easier to get consoles right now, that would just mean that the consoles sold less, right? Because they've made as many as they can.
Yeah.
at the time being, and they're putting them out as quick as they can.
Mm-hmm.
I would love this. This was actually on the Halo Reddit. They've been discussing a lot of this for Halo Infinite, whether they should ditch the old console, etc., etc. And I'm of the mind that they should, but I don't think of this late in development how much that would change, right?
True.
For Halo Infinite. But I think going forward that I would love games to do it, but it's also not feasible for all games to do that if they want to recoup their cost and be as successful and have as much mind share as they'd want.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. It's I'm trying to think about the person who's sat back right now with their OG Xbox One, and like they're like, well, I can't afford to upgrade as well. Where it's like they shouldn't not get to experience some of these great games, but you're also experiencing them like in such a terrible way that it's like maybe wait.
Yeah, I mean, but there's also the argument that like the game just being on those older consoles also limits what that game can do.
Yeah, no, I agree
As well.
I do agree. I do think it will be sooner rather than later.
Yeah,
I think we've seen that even with Xbox themselves, with them when we
all the Fable's not
Fable,
next gen, Everwild's not next
State of
gen,
Decay,
right?
like
Yeah,
they've
or it's next gen only.
yeah.
So I do think it'll be sooner than people assumed, and I do think we'll still see games. And I think for the most part,
third party wise, you're
third
still
party.
Exactly.
We'll see third parties keep rolling around with these older gen games because their goal is to sell as many games as possible. It's not necessarily like to prove how good the hardware is, right?
100%.
If it doesn't look good on Xbox and it's a third party game, the developer will get slack, but for the most part, it's like, oh, that's Xbox or that's PlayStation or whatever to a degree.
No, yeah, you're 100% right. 100% right. We got one more question. It says, with the release of Cyberpunk now out in the wild, what is the next big release you are looking forward to? From Paul D. Spawn. Kresh, what is the big...
I don't know what the next big release is. I've been so busy. I've been trying to get through Assassin's Creed. Cyberpunk's here now.
Yep.
I still have games that
okay, so to give you to give you off the top, yeah? Hitman 3, Far Cry 6, Resident Evil Village, no, that's not coming to Xbox. Hogwarts Legacy, Gotham Knights, Psychonauts 2, Vampire and the Masquerade 2, I'm trying to have a look at 2021 games. Suicide Squad, Road. that's not 2021. Not confirmed.
Yeah,
anyway. Riders Republic. Like, I think Resident Evil Village is mine.
Yeah.
Which is an easy answer, and I'm sure everyone's like, God, fix us. Talk about something else. I think
why always Resident Evil?
Always Resident Evil. No, it really is, and we've really seen the resurgence. There's a person I follow that was talking about Resident Evil, which Resident Evil since 7 and the 2 remakes have come out, have sold more copies those games all combined than all of the previous Resident Evil games, apparently.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So Resident Evil's had a resurgence.
Yeah. So it's bigger than ever.
Which to me, Resident Evil was the biggest thing ever. But it wasn't in the gaming industry, which I didn't realize. I didn't realize it was such a niche, where now it's getting a little bit more popular, especially with like Twitch and stuff like that. People love to watch people play scary games, which then in turn gets them to buy it. But yeah, number one pick for me, Resident Evil Village. But other than that, I'm actually really excited for Gotham Knights. Avengers didn't hit the way I wanted it to. And I feel like Gotham Knights is going to have a story with co-op. And that's what I wanted from Avengers.
Gotham Knights seems to know what it is, as opposed to trying to give you the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would probably say from what you listed, Gotham Knights as well. But like even I'm gonna be 100% honest. Even everything you listed, nothing really gets me like super excited at the moment. Not that I'm not looking forward to those games, but none of them feel like the next big release.
It's actually weird that I read them out and I was like, oh, thank God, in a way for me, because I'm like, there's nothing early on in the year. None of those are early on games. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have time to finish all these damn games that I've got. Like, you know, like I'm loving Immortals Phoenix Rising, like loving, like absolutely loving that game. Like how was I gonna not finish it? Like, there's so much. There's other games I didn't mention. Deathloop. You got Horizon, Forbidden Wilds. You got Ghostwire. You got Ratchet and Clank. There's so much still coming. 2021 is gonna be such a great year for games, but this year was ridiculous.
This year was a really good.
I can't wait to recap.
Yeah.
It's gonna be super fun. Super fun. But yeah, for me, Resident Evil #1. Gotham Knights #2, and then figuring out what I'm gonna do with Hogwarts Legacy, because I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's not a no. I'm not gonna play it, but it's definitely a. I need to have a conversation with some people that are close to me and figure out what I'm doing, because if I found out that. I don't want to say an actual game, but if I found out a series that I really cared about was run by a racist was made by a racist person, would I want to support that? And how would I feel about other people supporting that? So I've got to do my due diligence and figure that out. The other part of it is my job to cover games. So that's the other part of it, which makes it that much more complicated and hard. But yeah, those would be the games that spring to mind for me personally. Let's get into all the Game Award news that at least matters to us, Kresh, shall we? This is this week's dashboard. I'm going to just stick to the biggies, all right? So there was other stuff announced at some of these shows. Some of them looked interesting. Some of them look cool. Go back and check out IGN's article. They have every single trailer listed in timeline and stuff like that. I think the first big one... for me at least, and you can come back and tell me otherwise, but it was obviously, why do they keep doing this to me when I'm not reacting, Kresh? Like, Xbox literally were like, we're not showing much. I'm like, all right, cool, I'm not staying up. There's no need for me to stay up. There's no point. And then what do they go and do? They give us a bloody cinematic trailer for the new Perfect Dark game, which is going to be made by The Initiative. What did you think, Kresh? What did it look like? How was it for you? Did you enjoy it? Was it what you wanted? Was it not what you wanted? Talk to me.
It was a cinematic trailer.
Yeah.
I feel like I felt like the trailer was kind of irrelevant up until the end, and you find out what it is, and that was more important than the rest of the trailer. Because I don't think they said that this was to like show the world, but I don't think it did a great job of that for me personally. Until they were like, it's Perfect Dark. That being said, there's two parts of me. Part of me is a little disappointed that it's Perfect Dark, and we've talked about it, how I'm not like super looking forward to it. But then part of me is also like looking forward to seeing what they do with Perfect Dark.
The thing for me is, again, I have no affinity for Perfect Dark. I was a GoldenEye kid on the N64. Perfect Dark never done it for me. I remember getting the steelbook for Perfect Dark on the 360 when it was a launch title, if I'm not mistaken, or at least a launch window of Perfect Dark Zero, and just being like, this game sucks. Like, this is not fun. My thing is, they are going to get so heavily compared to God of War, which it was a franchise that people cared about, but had gotten old and needed a little bit time away from the limelight. Nah, watching this cinematic trailer, I'm like, you've not helped me figure out the scope of what this game is. Is it open world? Is it? And of course, they don't want me to know that yet. I understand that. But you know the other thing that worries me? It's another bloody shooter. Is the only thing. And I knew it was gonna be. But I really did want something quadruple A. This is what they set this up as, right?
Yeah.
And for it to be Perfect Dark, and again, people have heard my opinions on this. I do want this to be good. I do want to be a fan. I want to become a new fan of the Perfect Dark game. I love shooters. You know, that's one of my main genres. But you have got a lot of work to do to get that to be good. A first-person sci-fi game I prefer third person, and I'm not really into sci-fi that much. So it's a very hard battle for them to win me over. But I was excited about the trailer. I have to say that. I'm happy we know what it is. I'm glad they've got out in front of it. This game still ain't going to come for another 2 to 3 years. So don't even think it's coming anytime soon. But I do like what Xbox is doing, which is like, this is what we're doing. You'll see it when it's ready.
Yeah, I agree. I will say one thing about this being announced. It sort of crushed me a little bit in an extra way. Because if Microsoft was showing me this, it meant that they weren't showing me on the Killer Instinct game that they are, in fact, working on.
Yeah.
No doubt in my mind.
Got ya. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'm happy for the initiative. That's the one thing I will say. It has such a wealth of talent in that studio, right? And we know they have gone for everyone that they can. It's just, can they get this game to resonate the way that it needs to?
Yeah, it's weird. Like, first person, if the stories are true, it's supposed to be like stealth and all this stuff. And how do they deliver on it, and how do they deliver on it in a way that people actually like really care about it? I'm interested to see what they do. I do really hope that they knock it out of the park, because I think that would be fantastic.
The other thing I was thinking as well, right? You know, me as a gamer, not as a Xbox commentator or an influencer or whatever it is you want to call me. You know, me as a gamer, I'm so happy Xbox and PlayStation do different things.
Yeah.
Like, we always compare the two because that's what we got to do. That's part of what we do at the end of the day. But I'm so happy I can go over here and get my single player, really narrative-driven, special stories. But I can come over here in the Xbox world and play games like Gears of War that also has fantastic multiplayer and different modes and stuff like that. So I do want to like mention that, which I'm glad these companies are doing different things. So
yeah.
Next up was Back for Blood, which was revealed. This was from the Left 4 Dead creators, and this is Turtle Rock. They fully revealed Back for Blood. It's a first-person zombie shooter with co-op, launching in June 2021. Kresh, what did you think?
I thought it looked cool. I thought it looked...
They showed gameplay.
They did show gameplay. I thought it was the most interesting game with zombies we saw. And by like a large margin. Zombie-esque. There were some zombie-esque games that weren't really zombies.
I think, huh? I've slept since then, sorry.
You looked confused.
No, I was trying to think what else got shown that had zombies.
You had the Warhammer game that wasn't like
zombie-esque,
but like...
Yeah, I know it's sad.
Yeah. There was another game with like vampires or something.
My thing for Back for Blood is it is unapologetically Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
And that's, again, I don't know where that sits in 2021 though. Because that's my thing, where it's like, number one, needs to be graphically amazing. Number two, I need banter between all four of those characters, which it looks like it's going to have.
Yeah.
But, like, we're not going to get like a good story out of it, I wouldn't expect. It's just going to be 4 buddies, get together, let's go shoot zombies. And I've played World War Z, and I've played a bunch of other games where I'm like, I play these games for like an hour or 2, and I just go, all right, that was good. And does Left 4 Dead, if I would try to play Left 4 Dead today, would it resonate the way it did with me back in 2011 when I met Haley? Like, that was the first game I taught Haley how to play. So, I don't know, is the answer. But I'm interested to find out, and I'm definitely interested to play it. Definitely.
Yeah. That was the big question I had as well, is like, what do they do to Left 4 Dead essentially to make it a more modern game? And can a game like that even survive on a large scale in like today's climate of what we view, what makes a game popular, and what people enjoy in a game?
Yeah.
I agree. I'm interested to see what they do with it and how exactly they go about it. If anybody is to like make it work, I feel like Turtle Rock would be the studio to make it work as well.
Yeah, definitely. Next up, you had Hood Outlaws and Legends. This is it was a brand new trailer of the medieval multiplayer game Hood Outlaws and Legends, which is launching on May 10th, 2021 on Xbox One and Xbox Series X. If you pre-order it, you also get access to the game starting May 7th, which I hate games that do that. Hate it.
Yeah,
Hate it.
I agree.
This one's done by Focus Home Interactive and Sumo Newcastle. So this is one of the other the other Sumo teams. I liked what I saw of it. Again, it's a stealth game though, so am I really gonna? No one's gonna want to play stealth with me. Number one.
I'll play stealth with you.
Oh, Kresh, you'd get so
I'll play
angry.
stealth with you.
You'd get so
Yeah, but
angry.
I need my Minecraft moment here, Fix. You know, I need to even.
This
out
is where
the
you get to control.
scale. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked somewhat interesting. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I liked what I saw. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to that game.
Oh, nice.
It's stealth. It's co-op. I enjoy
two things you like.
those things. Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Next up, you had Scavengers, the opens the closed beta. I signed up for this actually because this is I signed up because I number one I want to cover it on YouTube because it's probably an easy game just to get some content out of it. Number one. And number two, I was just like, oh, this actually looks pretty good. I like the art style. It reminded me somewhat of like Darwin Project a little bit. Obviously much better looking than that. Also reminded me of Apex a little bit as well. So I was like, yeah, I'll jump into the beta and check it out. Why the heck not?
Okay.
Not a fan?
Yeah, no, it didn't really.
Yeah.
It didn't really. This one, they had showed this game off. I forget where, but we saw it at some point this year at one of the events.
Yeah.
And this showing of it did so much less for me than the last showing. Where any sort of interest I had in the game, I think is pretty much gone at this point. Not to say that it's free to play, not to say that I wouldn't try it or anything, but I'm just not super hopeful for it personally.
Interesting. Next up, Forza Horizon 4 and Cyberpunk 2077 collaborate revealed. This was one that come out of absolutely nowhere, I guess, which is cool. There's a Cyberpunk car in Forza, which looks dope, looks very futuristic. I'm happy they're still updating Forza Horizon 4, and this is just like a simple thing, you know. And it's free for everyone on December 11th, which is today. So go and get it if you enjoy the games. Next, you had the Callisto Protocol, which obviously, you know, my ears perked up as soon as I saw this one. I don't know what my ears did because I didn't hear it first. I saw it first, but don't worry about it.
Yeah, I was kind of confused.
Don't worry about that. This is from the creators of Dead Space. Again, I enjoyed Dead Space 1, never beat it. Just because I was a Resident Evil guy. The same thing happened with me with Silent Hill. They're games I need to go back and beat, I feel like. I as a Silent Hill, as a survival horror fan, I need to do my due diligence and go back and play these games. The Callisto Protocol will be coming out 2022 on Xbox Series X, at PS5 and PC, so it's a next-gen only game as well. The trailer did a lot for me personally, as someone who just always wants noob and fun survival horror games. So, yeah. But yeah, what did you think? Did it do anything for you?
I didn't really care for it until I found out that it's being made by the people who made Dead Space.
Oh, yeah.
Where I played the first one and enjoyed the first one enough. I never really got into it because I think I was borrowing the game. I can't remember exactly, but I didn't have access to the game 24/7.
Yeah.
So I stopped playing it. I'm interested to see what this happens, but also like I felt like once I found out that the person who made Dead Space is making this, it also like this game is more important to people than you'd assume based off the trailer, because the trailer doesn't really show you anything. It shows you the monsters. It does a little bit of creates a little bit of a setting and whatnot. But I think the big takeaway is the fact the person who made Dead Space is making this.
So, yeah, the other part of this that come out of it, obviously it's a single-player, third-person survival horror adventure. Striking Distance was created by PUBG Corp and appointed Schofield, which is obviously Glenn Schofield, last year to create an original narrative experience within the PUBG universe. However, it's unclear if Callisto Protocol ties in to the PUBG universe from the reveal trailer.
So you might have got 2 points, you might have not got 2 points.
No, because this wasn't this. This wasn't the game I was talking about.
Got it.
There's a game specifically that they showed, which was like in jungle and stuff. And like, I mean, technically, if this does tie in, I guess I'd get like a 1.5 point, and then I win. Which I love winning.
Yeah, it doesn't tie. Yeah, but if you
We
get
don't
that
know.
0.5 points, I can't give you the Halo points.
Oh, so I just have 0.5.
Exactly.
I understand.
Would you rather be tied or would you rather win?
Well,
Or
I'm not gonna win. Next up, you had Annapurna Interactive and Fulbright's new game, Open Roads. This was like the one that was like in the Archer art style. Open Road looks to be a narrative-driven experience that centers around a mother and daughter's road trip. I'm always down to put myself in different people's shoes. It's one of the best things I love about video games. So I like the look of this. I look forward to playing it. I will be honest, I've not enjoyed any of Fulbright's games, unfortunately. Gone Home didn't do it for me. Tacoma didn't do it for me. So I hope this one is the one that does. But that's just me,
Yeah. This, not for me.
Not a you game. Definitely not a you game.
Yeah, no, not at all.
We'll go on to Dragon Age 4. I missed this trailer, actually. Because I was watching Kinda Funny's reaction to this one. And then they switched over to the Disney stuff. So I actually missed this trailer. Are you a Dragon Age fan? I don't know if you are.
Yeah, I really liked the first Dragon Age game I played was Dragon Age Initiative. That's
Inquisition?
Called, right? Inquisition,
Inquisition,
right?
Yeah.
The Initiative we were talking about earlier. Pardon me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the first one I played. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I'm really looking forward to Dragon Age 4 and what they do with it.
Are you worried about the obviously everyone that's left and stuff?
Yes. So this was, I was literally about to mention this, to see what BioWare does with this, and if BioWare can still has the capacity to be the BioWare we knew to a degree, or whether it's like that BioWare is old and gone. This is the new BioWare. You either like it or you don't, and you move on.
They only called it Dragon Age. They didn't call it Dragon Age 4 in the splash screen afterwards. So is it a reboot or is it like a new? What are they doing here?
I don't really know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it's like they're gonna give it a subtitle at some point, similar to Dragon Age Inquisition, or whether it's just going back to Dragon Age again.
Oh yeah,
I'm not really too sure.
Fair enough. Then we got a look at the new Call of Duty Season 1 trailer. Obviously, we've got the new old map that's coming back for the new season. I'm looking forward to it. I have not played Call of Duty at all since I've been out of hospital. And even before that, I was playing other games. So I'm very much looking forward to going back into the Warzone and grinding it out again. New guns, new maps, being on the ground floor again with everybody. That's the one thing I worry about with Cold War. I still not played it, but I imagine jumping into a multiplayer game right now is going to be everyone knows where to go, and I'm like, so I might just wait till Christmas because there'll be Christmas noobs. Then I can jump in.
Noobs, right?
We know my shots on point, so perfect. Perfect. You coming back? You coming back?
I watched the trailer now for a second. I thought like, man, I should play more Call of Duty, and then I thought about it, and I was just like, I shouldn't play Call of Duty.
So that's the actual funny thing I was talking to chat about on stream the other day for my Twitch channel specifically, which was I think I'm gonna go back to just streaming like shooters in terms of like multiplayer shooters and BR games on stream, and then that allows me then to create content outside of that, being whatever it may be, for YouTube, and then my off time I get to beat more games and talk about on the podcasts that I'll be doing. And yeah, I'm happy COD's back. I'm happy that we got a new season. I'm happy that new guns and stuff. So everyone gets, it's not, that's the reason why I want people to come back as well. And it's actually really hard for my friendship group to get people to come back because obviously people hate the file size, which is the number one. The number one thing is how big the game is. People hate it.
Yeah. Next.
Yeah.
For you, I will attempt to jump back in.
I appreciate that.
Play with you
I
for a little
appreciate
bit.
that.
We'll see if I stick with it or
Any
not.
chance I can get you to play Fortnite?
Oh man. I gave you a little bit. Now you're just like, I gotta keep yanking, see what else I can get.
Kresh.
Fortnite.
Kresh. Bots, mate. Bots. We're gonna look good for a whole 10 minutes.
but I have to install it. And on my Series S, that means I gotta delete like 3 games.
Dude, that's the one thing I hate about the new Xbox. For me, it must be even worse for you. But for me, I am constantly installing games and being like, crap, I have to uninstall something. I need to buy one of those damn memory cards. But £220.
Dude, I went to install Cyberpunk and I was like, I actually don't have room for Cyberpunk and the Destiny 2 update. I have to delete like something else. And I'm like, I didn't expect this moment to come this quick.
Oh, man.
And it's like, I also like, games have been getting continuously bigger where they're like,
I did tell you this. Don't get that.
You absolutely did. You absolutely did. But either way, if I wasn't getting this, I would have waited. I wouldn't have gotten a Series X day one.
True. My other thing is you can still plug in your hard drive and run Cyberpunk off of your not SSD and stuff like that. You can. Why would you wanna? Like, you wouldn't wanna. But you
I might do that for like Fortnite or something. But I don't have an external, so something that's got to get figured out.
You ain't got an external still? Oh my god!
I gotta figure that out. I've been too busy.
I hate you.
You know,
I hate you so much.
Too busy.
I can't wait for you to move. Because you're going to have no excuse. I'm going to be like, Kresh, we're doing this. You're like, I've got to do the house. I'm like, bro, you're in the house. You're in the house now. No. Next piece of news, which came out of absolutely nowhere, and I really want to know your thoughts on this. Arc 2 was announced. The trailer is featuring Vin Diesel and 2 tribes going head-to-head, and then like a Tyrannosaurus Rex comes out of nowhere. They also announced an animated series to go along with it. This is an Xbox exclusive.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure. Let me check Twitter one more time. I'm pretty sure I saw Aaron Greenberg tweet at that it's an Xbox exclusive.
I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being a timed exclusive or something along those lines. Even a full-time exclusive, because I do know the game, as far as consoles, came out first on Xbox. Is it available on PlayStation, Arc?
I haven't got a clue.
Yeah, I don't know, but I do know that it came out first on Xbox, even if it is, and so they do have some sort of relationship with Xbox, so that doesn't surprise me a lot.
Where is it? Let's have a look. Is this it? We're excited to be working with Studio Wildcard on bringing Arc 2, starring Vin Diesel, exclusively to the Xbox Series X/S consoles.
Okay.
That's literally
exclusive.
Literally. Yeah. But during the trailer, they didn't say that.
Yeah,
I feel like that should have been a thing where you're like,
that definitely should have done it. There was some game on this list that is a PlayStation exclusive. I don't remember what it was, but it very clearly stated that it was a PlayStation exclusive.
Oh, you're on about. I think you're on about what's it called? Game. Housemarque's game is what you're on about.
No, it was a different game because House was already previously like exclusive. It was a different game. I can't recall what it was. I think it was one of the games revealed here.
Fair enough.
I really can't remember what it is off the top of my head.
Don't stress yourself. But talk about Ark, because you was an Ark fan.
Yes.
And I know people. My brother-in-law is the biggest Ark fan. Like, I have to tell him stop playing Ark because he won't play anything other than Ark. I actually really am looking forward to this. Considering, do you think this is going to give us a bit of story or not?
I don't know if this is going to be. So it's going to have story at like some sort of
Ark
story.
doesn't have story though.
What?
Ark 1 doesn't have story.
Lore.
No,
it has a world and has lore.
There's a difference between lore and story.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to like, explain everything. There is there is story for somebody who wants to go looking for.
You don't put Vin Diesel in a game and not.
But I don't know if Vin Diesel's really for the game or if he's for the animated series. That's what so I don't know if it's a story.
That was a big brain moment. That was a big brain moment. Yeah, I respect.
They might have him having some like voice lines if like you find some document or whatever it is.
We family barbecue.
They should have shown this. This should have been the last game they shown today. So Vin Diesel could have ended it off 2
That would have
years
been
in a
dope.
row.
That would have been dope.
But yeah, so part of me is like, this could be cool. This could be interesting. But part of me is also like, Wildcard doesn't make great games, especially at launch. And I don't know if this is going to be an early access game. I'm just being 100% honest. They also made Atlas.
Yeah.
And Atlas was
that came and went, right?
At launch. What?
That just came and went. Like,
and it was a mess at launch. And even Ark, when I played it, arc was a mess.
Oh yeah, I remember
But
playing Ark at the
the
start and being
concept
like,
and everything was so fun and so interesting, but it's been there, done that. That when it comes out the second time, we can't be going and rehashing a lot of the old issues, right?
yeah,
It has to work better. And I'm not saying it has to be perfect, right? I don't know if this is going to launch in early access or what it is. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be better than what they normally release. And that has me worried because they don't have a track record of necessarily being able to do that. I'm hopeful that I'm wrong about that. I'm hopeful that they knock this out of the park
yeah.
day one, that it is fantastic from the beginning. And so I'm interested in it. I'm not super hopeful for it personally.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I hope it's good because I'd love to be on the ground floor level on Arc 2. It has a passionate community.
Yeah.
The game does. Obviously, again, it has that vibe of like Rust did with like being raided and stuff like that. But it has dinosaurs. The dinosaurs part don't really like interest me that much.
The problem with the dinosaurs part is that if you're playing on a live server, and I spent some time playing on a live server, but the most fun I had on the game was on a private server for the game, where you like speed up taming speeds, because taming something could take days.
My brother-in-law used to say to me,
with it.
Yep.
You have to protect it.
Yep.
You have to like watch it. And then if you want babies to have like eggs and have hatch children,
they must have learned from that, right?
Eggs.
Like that's impossible to do. It's a
full-time
job
as well.
It's a full-time job.
Enjoy that.
Yeah. You're right. Like
people enjoy it. Like,
my
I gotta get home and I gotta.
He used to say they had like
feed the dinos.
They had like a schedule of like, you'll take this shift, I'll take this shift. I gotta go for dinner here, and I'm like, no. Like, no.
Like, if you think, but it helps you get more attached to everything in the game, like every dinosaur, because you literally you tame it, you raise it, you have to feed it. Like you literally have to feed the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So it's So it's
just,
interesting.
You know, I just want Fable. I know.
Wait.
Where did that come from? I know you're gonna say that.
Yeah.
Because I remember in Fable, you would earn money even when you were off from your house properties through time.
Yeah.
So I just want to know what mechanics the new Fable is going to have for that sort of thing, like day and night cycles in real time, and do you remember? I don't know what game it was. It was like, oh, if it rains outside, it will rain in the game, and like, there was a game that had that. I don't know if it actually worked, but still. But yeah, that's where
I feel like that's something they promised that doesn't work. That's been Fable.
Peter Molyneux out here like, plant this tree and it will be there in 10 years' time. Next up, we had the Evil Dead. Are you an Evil Dead fan? I'm not even familiar with Evil Dead, which is
no, I'm not.
The game looked cool.
Nothing about it.
The game did look cool, and I know people love the Evil Dead. Again, it looked like a 4-player co-op zombie game. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, I think the thing this has got going for it, obviously, it's Evil Dead, so it has a known license with it that people are gonna obviously enjoy and check out. So, I'll play it. You know me, zombies. I'll play it.
Yeah,
I love zombies. To speed through the rest of these, really, you had It Takes Two, first gameplay, which is Jose Ferris's new game. If you don't know who he is, it's Hazelight Studio. He's the guy that says F the Oscars at the Game Awards that first time. It looked really interesting, I've got to say.
Yeah.
We should play this together.
Yeah. I'm down.
Buy one, get one free.
Was not.
Like he said, buy one, get one free.
Yeah. I'm 100% down. I wasn't expecting it to look the way it did. He does that though. Like, look at Brothers and then look at A Way Out and then I just want to say something.
Good, it's a podcast. I'd like you to.
He said this game is something that like has never been done before.
Yeah.
I don't know what's never been done in that game before, and maybe they haven't shown it, and maybe they haven't explored it. But I'm gonna be honest, I get a little peeved when developers say that, and then it's something that's been done before.
Did you play A Way Out?
No.
Okay, so what they did, A Way Out, he said the same thing with A Way Out. What they did with A Way Out had never been done before.
So you think that there is something here, it's just not shown?
It's not that, you're playing a co-op game, yeah?
Yeah.
So we're playing across the world from each other, a co-op game, and then I'll go off to do something else, and the screen will whole pan up, and it will just be my screen, so I won't even know what you're doing. So I won't hear your dialogue. I won't hear what you're going on.
So even
when you're go on.
So even when we're together in the game and we're across the seas, we still see what each other's doing.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that it's there sometimes.
Sometimes it will be. Sometimes it a way out. It has its problems, obviously, but it's such a unique experience. I agree with you. Usually, we're like, this is never doing that. Like with him, I'm actually like, oh yeah, I'm ready.
You think it'll happen?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I might only get a quarter of the screen for some parts of this game where I'm crawling through a tunnel or something. Like literally, I could imagine it, and it would be never done before. So I believe it personally.
Okay.
Super Meat Boy finally gets its release date, December 23rd in the Epic Store. You got Oddworld Souls. That's the PlayStation. No, it's not. Yeah, it's PlayStation exclusive, but it's also coming to Epic. So don't worry about that. You got the Elder Scrolls Online Gates of Oblivion announced, which will be coming January 21st, 2021. New Monster Hunter Rising upcoming demo announced, which, again, that's Switch only, so I apologize for reading it. Master Chief comes to Fortnite, which was the big one. The famous Halo character is now available for purchase for 1,500 V-Bucks. You also got announced The Walking Dead Daryl and Michonne, which again added December 16th. I'm going back to Fortnite.
For sure. No doubt.
There's no choice. It's back in the zeitgeist. Make sure you use creator code MC-Fixer if you're buying any of this stuff, please. It helps a big way. So if you are someone who doesn't use a creator code for anyone, or you like me more than those people, MC, capital M, capital C, dash FIXER. I have a creator code.
F?
Capital everything, I believe. Check the Discord or check my Twitter for it. I posted it the other day. At least when this got announced, I was like, creator code MC Fixer. So yeah, which but yeah, no, I'm going back. I'm not going to be good.
Yeah,
there's no way I'm going to be good, but people are back in it. I can't believe they keep getting people to come back.
I mean, look, people have been wanting like all these universes to collide, and like you could have Master Chief with Rocket Raccoon in his back teaming up with Kratos. You know,
that's nuts.
Yeah, it's wild. It is crazy. It is literally crazy to think that happened in some sort of way.
Yeah, I can't even disagree with you. You're right.
The biggest crossover gaming used to have was Smash.
Yeah.
And now, like, I feel like this has, like, surpassed that.
Do you think a new trend comes along? I don't know what the game is. What it is, I don't know what the style is, I don't know. But do you think we'll ever see, in our lifetime, that we'll ever see Fortnite not be a battle royale? Where it goes, like it started off what it was, and then battle royale was hot. And then the next genre of something comes along. They're like, yeah, we like that. Let's do that in Fortnite.
They jump into
and they just go, boom, there it is. Could you see that happening? And then they take all of this stuff with them.
I feel like if anybody were to do it, it would be Fortnite and Epic.
Yeah.
I don't know, because it's hard to see.
We can't see the future
genre is, right?
Yeah, of course.
Because that would determine it. Like if it's a first-person sword fighting game, or who knows? Like, Fortnite can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, there's limits to what Fortnite can turn into. But certainly, I think if it's like some sort of some sort of realm that a third-person shooter can exist, I definitely think Fortnite could walk into that and sort of like exist in that space and take everything, like you said. Like, you still want to play as Kratos, like still Fortnite. It's just like a new way to experience Fortnite.
It's the fact that I'm gonna go into Fortnite and buy Master Chief. I have no affinity for Master Chief at all. I don't. Everyone listening knows. They hate me for it. They wish I loved Halo. But I'm like, I have to have Master Chief. I have to.
That makes one of us.
You're not doing it?
No.
1,500?
I'm not buying that. I'm not buying Kratos. I'm not.
No, Kratos. Kratos, I don't care.
I don't play Fortnite, so like
But what happens when it becomes... I know, that's my thing. Where like, if Marvel didn't get me, I just go, there's a chance that we could get a Resident Evil. We could get Resident Evil.
You could get old old new Chris.
Yeah, Chris new old. He's
Yeah,
old.
the
He's
new
new,
old
but he's
Chris.
older.
No, the old new Chris.
Chris old new.
The not my Chris is my Chris.
The last big piece of news that we got was the Mass Effect trailer. This is the new Mass Effect game. Kresh, talk me through it.
And you see the N7 symbol. That's literally all the trailer is.
You see a
This
woman?
was
There's a woman?
There's a woman. There's a possibility that this is back like in the old solar system. Like who knows? Honestly, like this trailer is the equivalent of when Master Chief pops up from the sand or whatever.
Yeah.
And
With his punch.
where it's like it shows nothing really other than there's a game being made.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's somebody out there who's a super big
Mass Effect fan.
Mass Effect fan who's probably like scanning through this and there's like this is the tree of possibilities and this is the routes they can go with what they've shown.
Yeah.
But like to me this was like we already got the announcement that they're working on a new Mass Effect beforehand.
Yeah.
So this like if that hadn't happened I probably would be more interested in this. This probably would have excited me. But this was just like, oh, you're reaffirming what we already know at this point.
I've just looked at the splash screen at the end, which is like Mass Effect will continue. It's like BioWare need another shot.
Yeah. It's like don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like I don't want a new Mass Effect or anything like that. I'm excited for a new Mass Effect. It's just this trailer or whatever you want to call it doesn't do it for me. It doesn't show me what it's going to be about. It doesn't like give me hope that like, oh, Mass Effect's going on the right track or anything like that. It's just like there's a new Mass Effect and I already knew that.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. Overall, what did you think of the Game Awards?
I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought they had a lot more announcements than I thought they were actually going to have. I thought overall the pacing was good, the quality was good, which I'm glad we talked about that. And it seems like out of everyone, they've like really nailed
Jeff nailed it.
Quality. Jeff.
But we knew that, and that was my point. He nailed it, yes. But don't forget Summer of Games Festival, which is like that's not what it needs to be. It needs to be if E3 doesn't happen again next year, it needs to be Jeff, take over. Everyone send your stuff to Jeff. Jeff's gonna, and don't get me wrong, you can have these smaller shows, no problem, but don't put it under a banner of like something big. In my opinion, you need your big show. Summer of Games was a mess.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like,
it implied a lot more than it was.
Sometimes
also.
you turn it on and it would be one trailer.
Yeah.
Or you'd get a tech demo for Epic. Or you'd get it's like, no, I need like no, I can't do this. I can't, and don't get me wrong, other people disagree with me on this. Some people loved it. From a work perspective, I should love it. Something to react to all the time.
Every week there's something to talk about.
But it just didn't work for me. I burnt out hard on these shows because of it. Where I'm just like, please just give me E3 again. Please. But yeah, I think it's just a learning curve. Jeff has the production. When he's got time to do it and he knows what he's doing, he's got it. So shout out to him. We got a couple of big Xbox pieces of news, Kresh, to be honest with you. Xbox put out the players drive record engagement as Xbox expands to cloud gaming. If you want to time code this as Xbox Game Pass news, I guess, or something. November's Xbox Game Pass monthly engagement more than doubled. It's now sitting at 1.6 million seamless upgrades delivered to the Xbox Series X/X owners with smart delivery. Over 40% of you joining the Xbox for the first time are playing on a Xbox Series S. One of the fastest selling Xboxes, X/S, marked out of 40 launch regions. Europe saw the record sell out in a matter of hours in UK, France, Germany. During November, Game Pass members played more of their favourite games, including blah, 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 blah. To go along with that, Xbox have now announced cloud gaming beta with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate is coming to iOS and PC in 2021. Expanding Xbox Expanding Xbox to new players is the center of our ambition, Xbox says, of helping games and developers find an easy path to the world's 3 billion gamers. We are doing this by embracing multiple devices and providing a consistent Xbox experience wherever you log in. Whether that's on your Xbox Series X, PC, Xbox, Android device, or starting in spring 2021, your Windows PC and iOS device from the cloud. Kresh, they did it.
They did it. Yeah.
We knew it was going to happen, right?
Yeah. It is exactly what we had mentioned, where it's going to be a browser.
Yeah.
And that's how they get around it. Which thankfully it happened a lot sooner than I thought it would. I actually didn't think it would happen in spring. I thought if anything it would be late 2021. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to have finally a date for PC as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to seeing where we are in the next year of Xbox. We're in a weird place right now with Xbox, where we know that they've got a list of things like games coming to Game Pass, Halo Infinite, Psychonauts 2, The Ascent, The Medium, The Grunk, Warhammer 40k, Echo Mecha, Scorn, Skatebird, Dead Skate Drive, The Good Life. That's a lot of all the third party stuff and a couple of first party. And then we've got some other games that are obviously coming to Xbox within the next year. Outriders, Shredders, Echo Generation, Away in the Woods, Bright Memory Infinite, Sable, Tunic, Son of Irons. The list goes on. Resident Evil Village. And I'm just interested to see where Xbox end up. All in all, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, Xbox is both in such a good spot, but also in a really weird spot because a lot of their big hitters and a lot of the stuff that was supposed to be out also got delayed.
For me, it's so telling that PlayStation own the gaming hip scene. That sounds super old saying that, but you saw the SNL skit, I assume, of Eminem and stuff like that. You're like,
yeah,
it's very telling that that's a PlayStation and not an Xbox.
Yeah.
And I wonder how they break into that mainstream again. And do they care about breaking into that mainstream again? If they're seeing the numbers they're seeing on Game Pass, it's only going to get bigger with it coming to iOS, do they care that they're not number one?
I think to a degree they have to care, right? I don't think it's their driving force. I don't think their driving force is we got to get an SNL skit or a Rick and Morty commercial or whatever it is.
Yeah.
We need that. Otherwise, what are we doing, right?
Yeah.
Because for a lot of that stuff, they really wanted it. They could pay for it,
yes.
Right? They could pay hey, SNL, make a skit for Xbox, or we want a Rick and Morty commercial or what have you. I think for them, it really is just growing out this player base that keeps coming back and keeps spending money on their platform and keeps investing on their platform. So that the next time that they have their next console, whatever their next thing is, there is a next generation. For them, it's yeah, you still get what you've had this whole time. And that becomes more acceptable at that point. Because while Xbox did it now, and I think people have been open to it, there's still been some fight back against that, where it's I want a next gen. I want new.
Yeah.
And this is basically the same thing as before with more power, where that's not necessarily what we've been accustomed to. So yeah, no, I don't think I think they care about it to a degree. I don't think it's their driving force in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. No, I just so interesting.
Yeah.
We've got Bethesda. And once that deal with the ink's dry on that one, seeing what happens there. We've got so many new IPs that Xbox have got announced. Yeah. I think we're going to do, in the next couple of weeks, we've obviously got Game of the Year talk to come up.
Yeah.
Which will be the second week in January, maybe even the first. Me and Chris will talk about it and figure it out. Because we still got a lot of games to beat, of course.
Yeah.
I want to do a look back on last year in terms of Xbox and what they put out in terms of quality and things of that nature. A lot of content. The one thing we haven't spoken about here is, did you see the Gears of War? Do you see the Gears? I did a Gears 5 reaction trailer on the My Xbox and Me channel. But not only that, did you see the trailer? What did you think?
Yeah, I saw the trailer. I was actually like a little bit disappointed. It was the Hive
Oh,
Busters.
okay, interesting.
Because I think there's like a lot of like one of my favorite things about Gears 3 is the DLC they had, the one that like reintroduced Ram and they told the whole story.
Yeah.
I feel like Gears of War has enough stories that I'd love to play through already. That exist in comics, lore, and whatever way, shape, or form have you, that I didn't need the Hive Busters to be the thing. Yeah. Because I already established like what the Hive Busters is to me is like a gameplay mode. Yeah. And it's cool they're adding a story and all that stuff. And I'm sure it'll be good and I'm excited to play it.
I just want more Gears content. I think for me it was the fact of like, oh my god, I get to jump into Gears 5 again. I've been looking for a reason to jump into Gears 5 again. The Hive Buster stuff didn't do it for me. Multiplayer, you need a squad, and we just don't have a squad. Time zones, gosh darn you. But to go, it's probably going to be about a 5 hour, maybe 3, maybe even less than that. But I'm looking forward to it a lot. That's the 15th, so I assume you'll be sure it'll be good. Ben?
Yeah, more than likely. I wonder, because it's 3 players, free player, I wonder how many.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know. Yeah. But yeah, be interesting.
But yeah, I'm excited for it.
Last news story is 343 Industries has announced that Halo Infinite will ship fall 2021. Kresh, did I not say this?
Yeah. You did say this. Yeah.
This is no surprise to anybody. We all knew this was going to be the case. This game weren't coming out any earlier than that, and I don't think we should have wanted it any earlier than that. Honestly, September, October, November is what we got. But I just I'm happy we can breathe. We know it's coming. Yeah. That's a lot of time to work on it. That's a lot of time to polish it. It's a lot of time to get it right, and they have to get it right.
Yeah, I think one good thing to note is that they've said the campaign's done, and I forget who it was. I think it was the studio head said that they played through the campaign multiple times, so that is done. So it really is just work on polish, lighting, and all that stuff, which means they are trying to make the game as pretty and as graphically reflective of like next gen as possible, which I think is good. I think that's all done. That's going to be their main focus. Come fall, we should have a good looking game at least. And
see, I'm expecting more than good. I don't want good. I want amazing.
Yeah, I think 100%. I think it'll be amazing. That was just me, sort of.
Oh no, I got you.
The safety net.
My thing is, you've got to wow me. You have to wow me. You have, and this is coming from someone who enjoyed the trailer for Infinite.
Yeah,
I liked the look of it. I liked the art style and stuff like that. I liked all that. But this now you've delayed it for this long, you have to wow me.
It has to look like really good.
For me, it does.
It has to. I really hope it launches with ray tracing.
It needs all of it. It needs everything, dude. Yeah. Everything. Where's my battle royale?
That's not everything.
Oh, it is for me.
Who knows if a battle royale is ever coming for Halo?
Probably not.
I think it's bound to happen at some point.
We'll wait and see. Let's plug
in the Forge mode.
Yeah, someone will do it. Let's plug and get ourselves out of it. What have you got to plug this week, Kresh?
Twitter at KreshNickPlays and at MC Fixer, where you can get a bunch of tweets, mostly Fix's tweets. But
are you not streaming? What's going on?
I honestly, I've been so busy at the house lately.
Yeah, I know.
I've been going early morning. I haven't been getting back. I've been going 8 a.m. and I haven't been getting back till around 8, 9 p.m. That I've just been super, super busy. By the time I get back, I'm exhausted. And I might have a little bit of time to play games and maybe stream if I really wanted to. But it'd be so low energy, it wouldn't be worth it.
Yep.
So
once
the move happens, streams come back.
Yeah, man. Fair enough. The big things that we got right now, like I say, Cyberpunk Let's Play on my channel. You have the Gears Hivebuster reaction trailer on the My Xbox and Me channel. I could have put that on my channel, but I was like, yo, this is Xbox. Let's start building it up.
Yeah.
What else? I think that's it. For you guys to find me. If you want to give me a ho 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 Christmas present, patreon.com/mcfixer. I would appreciate it. But yeah, I've got a lot of new stuff happening in the new year. New podcasts, new Patreon tiers, new. So thank you for joining us this week. I hope you enjoyed the longer episode. If you do, let me know. And yeah, until next time, thank you very much, Kresh, for joining me. And I will love you, leave you, and see you all later. Goodbyes.
Goodbye.